Hope everyone's well. Sorry for the little bit of scruff. Need to go neaten up my my old man beard. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys this morning. I've eventually got Kaz's BM running. The 8HP is in and running. And yeah, I just want to share some of my thoughts about this car. Before I even start, I just want to give a, what do you call it, a shout out or I don't know, a big thank you to a guy named Jason Tate from Durban. Without him, there's no ways I would have got the CAN bus integration right on this car. The most difficult thing with these, like people want you, oh, just fit a turbodynamic to my car and make it work. That's easy. So a turbodynamic only needs, it actually just needs 4 inputs. It needs a brake pedal switch, it needs throttle position, map sensor or engine load, and then it needs a RPM input. So that you could literally T onto a sensor on the car, T onto the map sensor, T onto the TPS sensor, and connect the brake pedal switch. And then the gearbox will work. That's ultimately all it needs to shift. But you won't have any integration to the ECU, meaning they're not going to talk to each other. So there's a huge amount of things that a turbodynamic can do. It can switch on fans. If you run out of outputs on your ECU master or on your Haltech or whatever, you can use the turbodynamic for a huge amount of outputs, extra outputs and inputs, and it speaks all over CAN bus. The problem is CAN bus is like, it's like speaking Greek to me. I don't understand that stuff, so it's so lacquer. So anyway, so yeah, I luckily I got put onto Jason, and he very kindly gave me, we probably spent, and this is what customers also don't understand, is he spent about 4 hours on the phone with me on any desk getting the CAN bus to talk between the turbodynamic and the ECU master. The first session was 2 hours, the next session was an hour on the phone, and then yesterday another hour on the phone. There's that old saying, what goes around comes around. I'm always feeling like it's always going around and there's nothing ever coming around, but you know, if you don't do any good, no good comes to you. So I really feel that Jason was amazing. He didn't charge me a cent, wouldn't charge me. He said no, he's really happy to help. So big thank you to you, Jason. I wouldn't have got this car running the way it is without you. So thank you. Right, just to get onto this, I'm going to warm the car up now, and I just want to show you the integration. So I did another one on a Supra for Niven Maestri with a Link ECU on it. I couldn't get the CAN bus communication working there. You need to be a CAN bus expert to kind of write the language that they need to speak to and get them all talking and doing their thing. His car's running with the analog signals coming in. It runs perfectly. There's no problem on the shifting. There's no problem on anything like that. But you can't get, look, he doesn't have a drive-by-wire throttle anyway, so he can't get the blips on the downshift anyway. So, but on this car, I've eventually got the blips on the downshift running, the shift cut on the upshift running. And I just wanted to share it with you guys a little bit this morning. So I'm just going to warm the car up. Here we are inside the car. Here's the little map switch and the gauge and all these gauges. Here's the turbodynamic software. We've got the ECU master software. We're going to just warm the car up. I'll show you some of the pops and bangs. So the one thing that's really cool about a turbodynamic is that you can put a virtual clutch into it. So it's not for everybody. It's mainly for clutch kicking and things like that. It's probably not great for the clutches and the gearbox either. Hussein Kader, the owner of Kaz, who owns this car, he wanted the clutch in. So we've got a automatic with a clutch pedal. So there's the clutch, brake and throttle. And if you look as we push the clutch pedal, we've got a virtual clutch. That's 100% in, that's completely out. If you put it 50% in or whatever, we've got a clutch. So I'll show you here on the main dash here. We can go to our clutch pressure. So you can see there, all the clutch pressure is gone. So on all of the clutches of the gearbox, it's been released, and as I let the clutch out, there the pressure come back. So when the clutch is all the way in and clutch is all the way out, and 250 is the maximum pressure put on the clutches. So what happens now is we can actually calibrate the clutch. So when I let the clutch out, so if I push the clutch in now and I put it into gear, it'll go into drive 1 or drive, but nothing's happening on the car. So that's second gear pull away. We can always put it into manual. We can switch it to manual mode here. So there, it's in first gear now. And as I let the clutch out, nothing's happening, there the clutch starts taking. So I can show you on the dyno. There's the back wheel. Clutch is in, and as I let the clutch out, I quarter out, and there it starts pulling away. And push the clutch in again, and let the clutch out again. There it's pulling away. You've got a clutch on an automatic. So when you're in gear and you pull away, so I'll show you quickly. We can pull away. There we pull away. Put second gear. Put third gear. And there we're driving along. And if I push the clutch in, I can rev the car and then let the clutch out. So we can rev in between and we can go second, push the clutch, change third, drive it like a manual. Really, really cool. Alright, so just to show you here, if we go here to virtual clutch, there, and we open up that, you've got clutch sensor calibration. So all we've done is we've added a linear sensor to the clutch pedal, and we've put the minimum and the maximum voltage. So that's 0% on the sensor, clutch fully out, clutch fully in. Then what we do is we go to the clutch pressure. We can say at 100% in, we want 0 on the clutch. Then at 90% we can start. So this clutch starts taking with about 50 out of 250 on its pressure. So we can set at what point do we want the clutch to start taking, and when do we want it fully engaged. We can make the clutch take from a point to a point, so we can make it nice and soft, and you can pull away nicely with the clutch if you want. But what we do is we don't put the lockup clutch on anyway. So actually you're just using the clutch for blipping. So you want it really like an on-off switch, and so that you can drift with the car. But if you really wanted to, you could put the lockup clutch on the torque converter on, and then you could have to drive the car like a manual. You know, the lockup clutch would stay on in the torque converter, and it would stall the car. And you'd have to push the clutch in when you come to a stop. So with these things, you've really got the best of all worlds. You've got manual, you've got auto, you've got semi-auto, you've got all in any mix in between. It's just a huge amount of programming. Right, so we're all warm, ready to go. We're in manual, that's 6th gear. We're in P4, which is the manual mode. I hope you can hear me. We're going to go down a couple of gears. So the light throttle under 3,000 RPM, we do no blips, otherwise it causes jerking on the car. So we'll show you some shift cuts. We'll maybe go from, we can go from 2nd gear on. Then we push down. Very nice. We can make the blips a lot bigger, we can make the bangs smaller. So if we just were to change the ignition timing from ignition retard 30 to 15, you'll see we get very little bangs. We're back in third. Boring. Back to 30. Now we get us bangs. Very, very cool. in my office out of the noisy dyno. Just to finish this little video off, it's mainly just to explain to people that because an ECU can do all these things, so you can get shift cuts, blips, you can get you've got flex fuel, you've got knock control, you've got boost control, you've got closed loop lambda, you've got closed loop boost control, you've got drive-by-wire throttle, you've got all of these strategies that you can have. The fact that the ECU can do it, everybody thinks that they phone you, oh hi, can you fit an ECU master to my car? Yes, we can. How much does it cost? Therein comes the problem, because if you want just to set up the knock control, there's a whole tuning session on its own. So if you've got a dictator or a Spitronics or something that's got limited features, not a bad management system, but limited features. If you've got 8 wires to wire in, and you've got, let me just close my door, I think this grinding is, there we go. It takes so much longer to connect all of these other things. And you can spend, like already on this, to get this turbo lamic in with, again, thanks Jason, you saved my bacon there. With his 4 hours in, I've probably spent, I don't know, 10, 15 hours, maybe more, trying to get this gearbox smooth, running smooth, and to check all the settings, because there's so many settings. If you miss one, and for example, if I didn't have the clutch pressure 250 on the clutch, and I've enabled the virtual clutch, you're going to end up with not full clutch pressure, and then when you put the boost on, it's going to slip the clutches and burn them, and then it's my fault, and the problem is there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of settings inside these ECUs, and they just take so long to set up. So, and also, just because the ECU can do it doesn't mean that it's viable money-wise for us to do it, because we just, number one, there's not too much help on it. Number two, on a turbo lamic, there's virtually no manual. So everything is like trying to figure it out on your own. And yeah, if you don't have people helping you, or things like that, you'll just never get there. So yeah, that was just a little bit of a fun thing, just to show you guys what they can do, what it can do. And yeah, hopefully Hussein Kader enjoys his car, and the gearbox lasts a long time. And we'll see how long an 8HP45 lasts with a lot of boost on it. So yeah, anyway, have a lekker day. Cheers.